innovations of the 21st century.
Okay, welcome back everyone to your favorite show on YouTube, the Stationery Fetishist. Now, before you see a set of colored pencils, which, if you're familiar with the channel, I'm sure you are, loyal subscribers of mine. If you're familiar with the channel, you will recognize these from my first installment of the Stationery Fetishist, where I shared some of my vintage acquisitions. Now, I wanted to revisit these particular pencils because I've actually been using or attempting to use one of these at work. As you know, I'm accustomed to using these multicolored red and blue pencils during my daily tasks in the office. However, I ran out of the blue portion of one quicker than the red portion, so I came home and grabbed a blue one of these, which was sitting in my pencil jar, and decided to give it a shot to supplement the remaining red half of my multicolored marking pencil. Now, there's an interesting aspect to these before you in that they actually have one of the only modern innovations in pencil craft that I know of off the top of my head, and that is the Core-Lock system trademarked there on the barrel. Now, this particular innovation, it takes the standard round tubular lead and it puts, or I guess it extrudes it with ribs down the outside. Perhaps I'll just sketch out what I'm speaking of here. So I'll just use one of these, this blue one. So a standard lead is rounded like this. It's like a tube rounded like this. Now these particular ones, I don't know if you can really see it on camera, but the lead itself, instead of being round like this, it kind of has these ridges or ribs down the outside, and I suppose the wood casing is similarly cut with ridges into which, or with grooves, I suppose, into which these ridges will set when they're putting the pencil together. Now, the reason for this, ostensibly, was to prevent the lead within the pencil shifting or twisting during use. Now, I'm not sure if that was actually a problem that needed to be solved. However, that is the ostensible problem that they solved by developing this Core-Lock technology. Now, you may be able to detect a little bit of sarcasm in my voice because, getting back to what I was saying earlier, I grabbed one of these and took it to work to use, and unfortunately, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Now, I have an example here which kind of shows the issue. Now, if you can see there, you can see that the lead was broken off, well inside the tip of the pencil. Now, this is a problem which I'm constantly facing when I'm using this pencil at work. It runs out, I try to sharpen it, it breaks. It takes several tries before I can get a satisfactory point on the end that I can use. Then when that's gone, same thing is repeated again. So what I believe is the problem is that in doing this, in solving the problem where the lead will allegedly twist and turn and rotate within the pencil itself, they have actually ruined the structural integrity of the lead. So cutting these grooves or putting these ridges into the lead, like I say, it has ruined the structural integrity. It is no longer strong, it's weak. So any kind of twisting in the pencil sharpener to get it to a nice point, the lead itself, it can't handle that pressure and it shears off prematurely. So it's quite unfortunate because these actually draw or write or perform quite nicely. It's very smooth, and the pigmentation, there's a lot of pigment in there. It's quite a vibrant, vivid color, which is nice for a colored pencil. However, they're pretty much unusable in my experience, just because you can use them for a little bit, but when you have to sharpen them, like I said earlier, you end up wasting a lot of lead trying to bring it back to a serviceable point. So some things, I suppose, like the old adage says, are better left untouched. If it ain't broke, do not fix it. And I think this is the perfect example of something that wasn't broke, but they fixed to disastrous results. And as I can see from a Google search, these are now discontinued. And I suppose just the performance wasn't there to keep them a viable option in the marketplace. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this quick episode of The Stationery Fetishist. If you did, please like, subscribe, follow me on Facebook, Twitch, Tumblr, and Tinder, as I usually request, and we'll see you next time.